Namaste, this is Sonika, and I can't wait to hear the first verse from none other than Lakshmi herself. Here is the first verse of the Sri Suktam.
Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Maavaha.
That was beautiful, Lakshmi. Thank you. So in this first verse, we are really praying to Lord Agni, Jatavedo, the ritual sacred fire in which we put in our offerings, to bring Goddess Mahalakshmi to us. She is resplendent. She is the most pleasurable to look at. She is venerable. Her complexion is like molten gold. She wears jewelry of brilliance that is unparalleled. So we're in total praise of Ma Mahalakshmi at this point, and we're asking Agni Dev, as we provide our offerings into the sacred fire, to bring Mahalakshmi to us. That's really the first verse. Until next time, I can't wait for the other verses. Namaste, this is Sonika, and we are back with verse 2 of the Sri Suktam. Lakshmi, all yours.
Tama avaha jatavedo Lakshmimanapagaminiim Yasyam hiranyam vindeyam gamashvam purushanaham.
Glorious. So we all know that money comes and goes. Wealth is energy, and energy will come and go. It will transform. Previously, wealth used to be considered things like cows and household help and grain, etc. In this verse, we're really asking that Mahalakshmi is not in her ephemeral nature, not just coming in as material wealth that is established in this world. That Lord Agni, may you bring Mahalakshmi to us in the form of knowledge, which will actually stay with us. So that's the true wealth that we're really looking for. So the golden-hued Mahalakshmi, while she brings us all this other wealth that may come and go, to please come and stay with us in the form of knowledge. Namaste, until next time for verse 3. Namaste, this is Sonika, and we are here with verse 3.
Asvapurvam rathamadhyam hastinadaprabodhinim Sriyam Devi Mupahvaye Srirmam Devi Jushatam.
With every verse, this gets more and more glorious, doesn't it? In this shloka, we talk about Ashvapurvam Rathamadhyam Hastinad Pramodhinim. So while we are asking Agni Dev to still bring the presiding deity for magnificence, that's Mahalakshmi Ji, into our lives, this also signifies how our sadhana starts and ends. It starts like the Ashva. Ashva is a horse. And as the horse trots, our sadhana in the beginning can be quite fruitful, and we enjoy doing that sadhana. And then Rathamadhyam, like a chariot that's in the center. The chariot, while it's moving, can have many ups and downs, can be a rough, rocky road to move on. Sometimes we plateau, we have blockages, we're distracted, we feel as if the sadhana is not bearing fruit. But then if we are able to continue on, Hastinad Pramodhinim, followed by the trumpeting of the elephant, that's the nada, the sound that comes from our heart, the anahat. That is the significance of her coming into our lives and her presence in our lives. What an amazing verse. Until next time, waiting for verse 4. Namaste, and it's time for verse 4 of the Sri Suktam with Lakshmi.
Kamsosmitam hiranyaprakaram ardram jvalantim truptam tarpayantim padme stitam padmavarnam tamihopahvaye shriyam.
I totally love this verse. Here we're again asking Agni Dev, Jatavedo, to bring the resplendent Mahalakshmi to us, the one who is transcendental in her beauty, the one whose smile is glorious, and she who glows with the radiance of tapas. Tapas is your effort. In this case, of course, effort of sadhana. So please bring her to me. Tarpan Tarpayantim, the one who is eternally content and who brings contentment to all those whom she reveals herself to. Remember, she chooses to reveal herself. So she brings eternal contentment to those whom she reveals herself to. Padme Sthitam Padma Varnam, she resides in the lotus and she is beautiful like the lotus. Bring her to me in the form of Shri. Shri is auspiciousness. So please, Jatavedo, the ritual fire, please bring Mahalakshmi to me in the form of Shri. Namaste, we're back with verse 5 of the Sri Suktam.
चन्द्रां प्रभासां यशसा ज्वलन्तीं श्रियं लोके देवजुष्टामुदारां तां पद्मिनीमीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये लक्ष्मीर्मे नश्यतां त्वां वृणे.
So in this verse, as we continue to praise her beauty and her splendor, she is also compared to the glory and splendor of the moon. Why the moon and not the sun? The moon being so gentle, and the moon having its phases, just like Ma Lakshmi in her material form can come and go from our lives, just like the phases of the moon. The moon also controls the tides, the ebb and flow of water. And Ma Lakshmi is compared to the flow of water. She flows, she is energy, she is not static. Therefore, these comparisons to the moon. Padmini Meem Sharanamaham, I surrender at your lotus feet, Ma Lakshmi. Please come into my life and remove all the Alakshmi. So Alakshmi, anything that's the opposite of Lakshmi in the form of Shri, in the form of abundance, can you come into my life as I surrender at your lotus feet and remove all of the Alakshmi from my life. Namaste and welcome to verse 6 of the Sri Suktam with Lakshmi.
आदित्यवर्णे तपसोदिजातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोऽथ बिल्वः तस्य फलानि तपसानुदन्तु मायान्तरायाश्च बाह्या अलक्ष्मी.
So in the previous verse, Ma Lakshmi's attributes were compared to that of the moon. In this verse, her complexion and her glow is compared to that of the color of the sun. Because when you work hard, and that's what she did, as in put in a lot of effort or tapas, especially as she prayed to Lord Shiva. The story goes in the Skanda Purana that every time she would pray to Lord Shiva, she would offer him 1,000 lotuses. And there was a time that a lotus or two were missing, and she offered her heart instead. And when she did that, of course, Lord Shiva was pleased, and he said that this is comparable to the bilva fruit of the tree, the bilva tree, just hard from outside, soft from inside. And since then, of course, the bilva fruit and the bilva leaves are extremely dear to Lord Shiva, and those are offered to him all the time. But that is also considered an embodiment of Sri Lakshmi. So we say that may this fruit of the tree of the tapas that she put in, or that we put in, drive away all of the alakshmi from our lives. Namaste until the next verse. Namaste, and we are here with verse 7 of the Sri Suktam.
उपैतु मां देवसकः कीर्तिश्च मणिना सह प्रातुर्भूतोऽस्मि राष्ट्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिमृद्धिं ददातु मे.
So in this verse, we continue to invoke Sri Lakshmi through Jatavedots, through the ritual fire. And we say that we're still invoking Ma, who will come with us along with her Deva companions, who bring to us glory and so inner and outer prosperity, so glory and also material wealth. We're also invoking that may we be born in the realm of transformation, in the realm of Shri, in the realm of abundance the next time, and that will also continue to bring us inner glory and outer wealth as well, or external wealth as well. Until next time, until the next verse. Namaste and welcome to verse 8 of the Sri Suktam.
क्षुत्पिपासामलां ज्येष्ठामलक्ष्मीं नाशयाम्यहम् अभूतिमसमृद्धिं च सर्वां निर्नुत मे गृहात्.
So in verse 8, we are acknowledging that Lakshmi and Alakshmi, that's abundance and the opposite, are two sides of the same coin. And in this case, we say Jeshtham Lakshmi means the elder sister of Lakshmi, or the other side of Lakshmi. We want to be able to stay away from that. So anything that is related to, whether it's thirst, hunger, impurity, everything that is the opposite of abundance, keep that away from my home. That's really what we're invoking in verse 8. Until next verse. Namaste, and we are here with verse 9 of the Sri Suktam.
गन्धद्वारां दुरादर्शां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीं ईश्वरीकुं सर्वविद्यानां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियम्.
You probably see a theme here as we continue to invoke Ma Lakshmi in the form of Shri, in the form of abundance. In this verse, we're saying, I'm reading Gandha Dwaram, so Gandha is fragrance. She who is the epitome and the source of all fragrance. She who is also difficult to approach. Nitya Pushtam is, she's the source of all nourishment. So difficult to approach because you need to work hard to be able to get her to reveal herself to you. She's always filled with abundance, and wherever she reveals herself, she leaves a little bit of abundance behind. A small residue of that abundance. Ishwari Gum Sarvabhutanam is every being, living or non-living. She is the ruling power in every being, or she rules over every being. And so please bring her to me in the form of abundance. Remember, we always say, don't bring a Lakshmi, bring me Shri and Lakshmi into my home. Until the next verse now. Namaste, we are here with verse 10 of the Sri Suktam.
Manasa काममाकूतिं वाचः सत्यमसीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्यस्य मयि श्रीश्रयतां यशः.
In verse 10, we are saying Manasa Kamamam is from the bottom of my heart. I am truly yearning to be with Ma Lakshmi. We also say Vacha Satyam, and that is, I speak truly with the words that will bring her closer to me. And when she comes closer to me, her presence brings Pashunam Rupam Anasya. Pashunam is cattle. In the olden times, cattle was a sign of wealth. So wealth, Rupam is beauty in form, Anasya is food. So she will bring me beauty, my food, wealth, everything of the external nature. May she bring all of that abundance into my life. Until the next verse. Namaste, here's verse 11 of the Sri Suktam.
कर्दमेन प्रजा भूता मयि सम्भव कर्दम श्रियं वासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनीम्.
So in verse 11, we hear the word Kardama, and Kardama in this case refers to two different things. So Kardama was also, or is also, the son of Mahalakshmi ji and Vishnu Bhagwan, and Kardama also refers to the earth as represented by mud. So we are now invoking Kardama, their son, to say that just like the earth is the substratum for the existence of mankind, Similarly, if you come and dwell in our homes, then you are like the substratum where Ma Lakshmi will also come and dwell in our homes. Ma Lakshmi, the one who is the embodiment of Shri, that's abundance, and she is Padma Malinim, as in she wears a garland of lotuses. So you'll see that in every verse we have some level of description of her beauty and how she is adorned. And in this case, we're asking her child to come reside with us so that she may also come reside with us. Namaste, until the next verse. Namaste, here's verse 12 of the Sri Suktam.
आपः सृजन्तु स्निग्धानि चिक्लीतव समे गृहे निच देवीं मातरं श्रियं वासय मे कुले.
In the previous verse, we invoked Kardamam, who was the son of Sri Mahalakshmi and Vishnu Bhagwan, and who represented also the earth. In this verse, we are invoking Chiklit. Chiklit is also another son of Mahalakshmi and Vishnu Bhagwan. And Chiklit also represents moisture. So you can see we're also bringing in the elements into the Sri Suktam. There was earth and then there's moisture. And just like moisture represents water and water represents life, and it creates loveliness in all things that it is contained in. We're asking Chiklits to come and stay with us, just like the moisture in our lives brings about beauty. So come stay with us so that Ma Lakshmi can also come stay with us, because Chiklit is also her son. Come and dwell in our family is what we're asking them to do. Namaste, until the next verse. Namaste, here's verse 13 of the Sri Suktam with Lakshmi.
आर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं पिङ्गळां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो म आवह.
You'll notice we continue to talk about the beauty of Mahalakshmi Ji. You also notice a theme of lotuses. So she sits in a lotus, she's beautiful like the lotus, she's the color of the lotus. We've talked about a lotus pond. Lotuses also represent the soul for us. So invoke in us the Mahalakshmi, who is like the moisture of a lotus pond, as in she provides nourishment, pushtim, to the lotuses. And visualizing her encircled with yellow lotuses. So she's like the gentleness of the moon, encircled by a golden halo, which is the yellow lotuses. So bring me that transcendental bliss and beauty, the soothing loveliness of Mahalakshmi Ji into my life. So yes, we continue to sing her praises and ode her and hymn her for her beauty and to bring that beauty into our lives. Namaste, and on to verse 14 of the Sri Suktam.
आर्द्रां यः करिणीं यष्टिं सुवर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्यां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो म आवह.
So in previous verses, we have given Ma Lakshmi the comparison with how she's beautiful like the lotus. Basically, the lotus also derives the beauty from her. The moon derives its beauty from her. But the idea was a lot more gentleness. Here we talk about her in comparing the glow of the sun to her, because the glow of the sun represents tapas, represents endeavor, represents effort. And she is the energy behind all of that. She is the energy behind effort. She is the energy behind endeavor. She is the energy behind the sun and its light and the glow around the sun. And we are comparing that when we look at the sun, we could compare all of that energy with her. And can you bring, we're still, of course, invoking the ritual fire, to bring her, one whose energy is like the sun. But in this case, let's even reverse it. One who provides energy to the sun, can you bring her into our homes and our lives to bless us? Until the next verse. Namaste, and here's verse 15.
ताम आवह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रभूतं गावो दास्योऽस्मान् विन्देयं पुरुषानहम्.
So interestingly, in this verse, we are calling Ma Lakshmi as non-moving. We've always talked about wealth as moving, comes and goes, etc. But that's material wealth. That's her ephemeral nature. But in her real nature, she is non-moving. And when we say that, we're really implying she's all-pervasive. If she exists in everything, she doesn't need to move. So she is non-moving, she is all-pervasive, and we're still invoking Jatavedo, the ritual fire, to bring Ma Lakshmi to us in all her forms, in her non-moving form, as well as her material form, where she will still bring us cattle and rupa, that's beauty and form, and anna, that's food. So we're still asking Jatavedo to bring Ma Lakshmi to us in her material form, and also in her all-pervasive, non-moving form. So please bring Ma Lakshmi into our homes. Namaste, and we are here with the last verse of the Sri Suktam with Lakshmi.
यस्सुचिः प्रयतो भूत्वा जुहुयादाज्यमन्वहं श्रियः पञ्चदशर्चञ्च श्रीकामः सततं जपेत्.
So in this last verse, as with many hymns, this last verse is basically to tell all of the sadhaks, the people who pray, that if you recite these verses, if you're clean in your body and your mind, you take care of yourself, you devotionally perform everything that's meant to be performed ritualistically, that's meant to be performed, you clean in your heart, and you invoke her with truth, that she will continue to come to you and stay in your life, and all of your desires will be fulfilled by Mahalakshmi ji. So continue your rituals, continue your sadhana, continue with your devotion, don't ever lose that, and Ma Lakshmi is sure to bless you. Namaste, and thank you so much from Lakshmi and Sonika for following us on this journey for all the 16 verses of the Sri Suktam. Until next time.